good evening. After following Joshua, I'm going to just throw my notes away and speak from my heart. It is so nice for me to be home, and Somerset truly is my home, even though I've lived in Altoona for a very long time now. But it's kind of interesting with really watching the coal decline here, and we watched it as all you did, 100 jobs, 200 jobs, 300 jobs, 400 jobs lost. And the whole time, my father, who still lives in town, kept saying to me, "What's your agency going to do for Somerset? How are you helping today? What are you doing today?" On a daily basis. So that prompted me to talk to my boss and say, "Do you think we could spend a little extra time in Somerset County right now?" And he was like, "Of course we can. Let's go down and see what we can do to help." And we started meeting with the county commissioners initially, and got a little bit of money to do a growth and diversification plan to see what Somerset County could look at like in the future. And the consultant was from Virginia, and of course really taking an outside look in, and some of the things we heard were hard to hear. But one of the things he said absolutely was, Somerset County has a proud history of entrepreneurship, but that has really been lagging over the last decade. And if Somerset County is going to turn the corner, that engine has to be revived. And that really hit home with me because I didn't move to Somerset until I was a sophomore in high school. But even as a teenager, I remember really being kind of overwhelmed by this community and the number of businesses that were homegrown and strong, really important businesses that hired a lot of people. And that was really unique. We had moved around a lot when I was a kid, and I had never really seen that in any other community. So to hear that that was declining was pretty sad for me. And I thought, the spirit's still here, and we can get those things going, I'm sure. So we, as the federal government sometimes does, they came out with a lot of money to help coal impacted communities, and they gave this power money. And you had to have, they wanted big projects, meaningful projects, multi-county. And you also had to have a dollar for dollar match. For every federal dollar, you had to have a local or state dollar to match it. And that caused a lot of problems in Somerset too. There wasn't a lot of match money to be found here. So we, at the commission, we reached out to partners all over the region and said, this money's out here. Does anybody have any ideas, projects you want to do? And we got really a slew of things came in. And a lot of them were entrepreneurial in nature. They had a theme. And so we just called everybody to the table across 3 counties that were impacted and said, what do we have here? What are we making out of all this? And what we saw was we had a foundation for an entrepreneurial ecosystem. And that caused us to say, what do we do to build this into something more robust and build the best ecosystem that we possibly can? And that's what we were able to pull together. And it has been a lot of partners. We have 13 agencies involved who all have skin in the game. They have all put resources forward to make match for the federal grant. And Joshua, he said, when he asked me the other day, how long have you worked at the commission? He was 33 years, which, what are you, 36? So, yeah. So almost as long as he's been alive. It's just unfathomable to you, huh? So I've had a lot of opportunity to work with a lot of public funds. And I worked with a lot of projects that people partner just to get public money. But this one is really different. This is very authentic. And the way I can tell you that is there are so many people in this room today from Altoona and Johnstown that are partners in this project that just came down to support what's going on here in Somerset, which is so cool because that just doesn't happen every day. The people are really interested in everybody's welfare and how it's going to work. So, so we have, with this big issue and this big initiative, we have 4 pillars. And one pillar is spaces. And we've got all kinds of really cool spaces that are dedicated just for entrepreneurs. We've got maker spaces, we have co-working spaces, we have a commercial kitchen, all these things happening in these 3 counties. So for an entrepreneur, There's places that are dedicated just for them to go in and meet with other entrepreneurs, learn new trades, figure out how their product should look, and what to put prototypes together. So that's all available here. We're using some of the grant funds to make those spaces better, get better equipment. We're building some new spaces, opening some new spaces, so that's very exciting for us. We have a ton of resources and agencies. When Dan first came on board, we sent him off for 2 weeks for an orientation meeting with agencies that help startup businesses. And they were just like, oh my gosh, there are so many people that have resources available to help startups. And so we have that all packaged now, and it's seamless, and people can figure out. And then we have a lot of people who want to provide money, believe it or not, and a lot of different types of money, microloans, money that's a little riskier, commercial lenders. So there's a whole mix of financing. And probably the most important, at least in my mind, are the coaches. We wanted to hire a coach for each county. And when we were having this discussion with the county commissioners here and some of the SCEDC board members, they said to me, are there really people like that out there that can coach entrepreneurs? And I said, I guess we're about to find out as we try. Well, I'm here to tell you there are excellent people out there, and we found 3 of them. And I cannot be more excited about these 3 gentlemen that have come on board as the coaches. All 3 are in the room. They're a team. They have very diverse backgrounds. All have been engaged in business development in some manner. So I am looking for great things from them. So in Somerset, I'm happy I live in Altoona some days because Joshua and Dan, they can just exhaust me on a good day. They have so much energy, so much drive, so much vision. It is so exciting. But for someone who's worked someplace for 33 years, it's a lot to take some days. So, but I wish you great luck. I'm so excited to be here and see so many old friends, and I think we're off to a good start and going good places.